for the first time in a little bit, I'm about to get hired for a drone job. I think it's been about 2 years since I've been hired to do drone. And we're gonna pull this guy out. I'm gonna charge him up, make sure he's working, make sure the app is working and that it's updated. You guys wanna know how long it's been since I've flown? That this cable that I had on has the original Lightning, and I no longer have an iPhone that uses this, so yeah. It's been a second. Not that people have not asked for drone, but usually when they ask for drone, it's something they want me to like throw into the whatever we're shooting and not give me extra money or extra time to do it. And I've just kind of been like, yeah, not worth it. I'm probably not gonna renew my drone license. I just don't really see a reason to. I hate the remote ID thing. In fact, I was messing with the apps and yeah, like random people can kind of just download an app where they'll see your information. And I really hate that because it's like I think it kind of puts the drone pilot at risk if random people are able to find them. I know that technology is it's meant for authorities to be able to see if there's some sort of nuisance, but I think the problem is that it kind of like, it's like giving regular people like a badge to go yell at you. The thing with drone is that sometimes you're within your rights and there's still somebody or a park ranger or something that will kind of come up to you and come yell at you. Now, I made another video about why I don't like drone flying anymore. There's a lot of people like essentially saying that I was trying to think of the right word to say this, but just like a scaredy cat. Maybe I am a scaredy cat, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you're like a 6 foot tall man or something, so you just don't care if random people are coming up to you. But I am a little lady. Unfortunately, I wish I was like the size of the guy who plays the mountain in Game of Thrones. That would be sick. But I'm not. And it does feel really uncomfortable when random people come up to me, but they're not coming up to me generally in like a very nice way. They're like coming up to me to yell at me or reprimand me or try to put authority over me. And it's not like a great situation to be in. And by the way, this has happened with both men and women. It's like uncomfortable every time. The fact that now we have remote ID, which is like giving more power to people to go do that, I hate that about drone flying. Because it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could technically go on like flight radars and see the planes that are flying above you, but it's not the same where like you can't really go up to the pilot and go yell at them. And so that, I just feel like it gives too much authority to people, to random people that have nothing to do or even understand the drone laws. Maybe I am a scaredy cat and maybe you guys just don't care about that, but there's multiple reasons that drone flying kind of sucks now. I mean, I covered it in the video, I'll put it here somewhere. But basically, you have remote ID, which I think is really uncomfortable and I hate that. There's a bunch of rules about where you can fly. A lot of parks, you used to be able to fly in public parks and things like that, and now like a lot of counties and stuff are making their own restrictions. So you could be in a county that just arbitrarily says no drones ever, and you might not particularly know about that rule, and then you have some cop or like a park ranger or something come yell at you. I just feel like there's too many people that think they have the authority to come and yell at you for flying. So basically that makes it that I only want to fly if, like, say I have a job or something where I'm flying off of a privately owned property and I'm launching off of a privately owned property and, you know, nobody can really see me there. Nobody can really like come yell at me because if I'm in a private property, I'm in a private property. But a job that requires me to just like fly off of some street or some park, I am generally like apprehensive towards, because that means I have to go and like try to find the county and make sure that the county doesn't have an issue, try to find the park and make sure that the park doesn't have an issue, even if within the FAA rules I'm within my rights. And maybe I am within my rights in general. If the county says that there's no drones, or if the park says that there's no drones, you're gonna have somebody come yell at you. And so I just feel like a lot of people are overreaching with the whole drone thing, and it's not really worth it for me. I think I don't get enough gigs with it, don't get paid enough for it, and it's a huge hassle, and I don't really find it enjoyable anymore because of what a hassle it's been. And then so I feel like the people who are following the rules are the ones getting punished, and then the people who just get like the little minis, 250 grams or less, they don't have to follow the rules and they just get to like, I'm not sure, so I'll edit this out if this is not true, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to register for remote ID if your drone is 250 grams or less, which is ridiculous because that means that the people who are following the rules literally get punished. It's like makes no sense to me. You should be able to flash your FAA ID to somebody and they leave you alone. Now, because all the counties and parks and etc. are making their own made up rules, then that doesn't matter. Like you can flash your ID or whatever, but then they'll be like, oh, well, in this county, like if you read the conduct code, blah, 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 blah. And then so, yeah, basically all of this is to say that my FAA license expires in May of this year, and I don't think that I'm gonna renew because it's just such a hassle. And honestly, like, I just don't even fly. The drone sits in a drawer for, I don't know, I would say like 99% of the year. And then there's like one gig that's like, oh, can you fly some drone? And I'm like, okay. I don't know. It's just such a hassle. I think I would rather just like bring a shooter, bring a pilot that does the drone thing whenever it's required of me in that one job that wants it. Yeah, it's not even fun. It's not fun. Like the anxiety is not worth it to me. I don't know. It's weird because in the comments of that video, I got a lot of like weird stuff. I'm actually gonna grab my iPad really quick to read some of the comments. Essentially, a lot of the comments kind of boil down to you're a chicken. And I wanna dispel / talk about some of the comments. So, droning is alive and well. Fly in remote areas away from people. Use a light drone, 250 grams or less. Okay, well, that's everything that I've been talking about. You basically get punished if you follow the rules, and if you don't follow the rules, you can do what you want. But either way, fly in remote areas, there's no point in flying in remote areas. Like, I guess I could go to Iowa and film some farmland, but I could theoretically do that if I was working with like an agriculture company or something. And if I'm flying off of, the issue is not when flying off of private property, because you can kind of do whatever you want there, unless you're next to an airport or something. It's when you are trying to fly off of not private property or public areas, that's where the problem is. Maybe I didn't convey that in the video enough, but that's essentially what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like flying in remote areas. Sure, I can go, I'm in Austin right now, I can go drive 30 minutes and I'm in some like farmish area and nobody would probably bother me there. But it's like, what are you filming there? Like, I guess you can film corn or something? I don't know. This is kind of a rough take. Airspace has been regulated for a long time. There are rules, licensing, blah, blah, blah. The same thing happened with personal electric vehicles. At first there was no rules. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be rules. I just feel like the rules are kind of like if you follow the rules to the FAA, you should, like if you're doing everything right and you do your license and everything, you should have a lot more power than I feel you do for having followed the rules. That's what I was trying to convey in the video, not that there shouldn't be rules. Because let me be clear, there was a lot of people flying and doing a bunch of nonsense, but I'm just saying like right now it feels like if you follow the rules, you're kind of like not getting a privilege. Like if you go and you get a license to something, you should be getting a privilege to be able to do the thing. That was my point, not that there shouldn't be rules. This person has a hot take. They say they just want to free up airspace for big companies to use drones for deliveries. I don't really know. That's not like a thing I had really thought about, but maybe, I don't know. I fly mainly fixed wing aircraft under 250 grams, so I usually don't have to worry about the remote ID situation. Sounds like your love for flying drones is dead. I just got my Mini 4 Pro and I'm having a blast. I mean, maybe. I just don't really find it fun to fly when there's a high likelihood that somebody's gonna come yell at me. It's like, I don't really find that fun, but maybe that's me. Hey, look, David Moorfield. commented on this one. This is the exact reason why I did not renew my Part 107. The federal liabilities are too risky. Not to mention, I've had device failures and watched a 5-pound projectile fly out of the sky and smash into the ground. DJI Service Center could not provide a reason, and that was a big momentum for the switch. You're so correct, it feels like the law punishes people who actually followed and passed the tests and rules. I can also attest to clients wanting to sneak in drone without paying a good difference. For all those reasons, it's not for me. I stopped offering drone last year and I feel like it's offloaded so much risk. Basically, that video, that comment by David sums up everything I'm feeling, and I think it's, yeah, just very true. I was trying to find some comments of people kind of like just calling me a chicken. There's like a lot of comments on this video, so maybe they're a little bit deeper in there, but, oh, well, this is one where he says, this is a pretty negative video and not really accurate of the drone community. In my opinion, there are plenty of airspaces to fly, more places to fly than not, especially Part 107. If you're scared of conflict, maybe you shouldn't though. I used to feel like that, but I learned the rules, blah, blah, blah. I've yet to conflict with anybody. I know it happens, but if I, blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, this guy kind of looks like an older lad. Not to play like the gender card or something, but I do feel like he looks like somebody that's probably less likely to go get yelled at than I look like somebody that's likely to go get yelled at. Unfortunately, that's just the way things are. It's not that I want them to be that way, it's just how it is. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's a me thing, maybe I shouldn't be flying, but I'm not saying that there's not plenty of places to fly, because there is plenty of places to fly, but I just feel like you should have more rights. If you go and you get the license, you should have more rights where you're like given more free reign, and also just that the counties and different like bodies can't make their own rules. But I know it's like that's the way that things are in the States, where it's like, oh, leave it up to everybody to make their own rules. But yeah, I feel like it's 100% a hassle, and I'm probably not going to renew my drone license this upcoming year now in May. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts, and maybe I am just a giant chicken and I don't like flying because I'm a giant chicken. Possible, but